Don't worry, this isn't part of an active train bridge. My name's Erin, and welcome to Jackass. My name's Erin, and today I'm just gonna do a little bit of a chit chat. I don't know where this is gonna go. I have three main topics, points I want to chit chat about to a camera or nonsense that's eventually probably going to be shown to my therapist. Um, why not go outside for a little bit? Get some fresh air on a nice, warm, sunny day at a local park. I might have sat on the wrong side for this. So, let's jump cut. If I would fall here, the worst that would happen would be I break my ankle and have to call somebody to come get me out. So, there are three main things I wanted to bring up and discuss today. The first is I've been away from a lot of social media and the internet for a bit now, a couple months actually. In February, I deleted TikTok from my smartphone, and now I have a flip phone, so it's extra gone. I logged into Facebook today for the first time in like 4 weeks. I haven't logged into Instagram since before I logged into Facebook the previous time. And I haven't gone on TikTok other than like twice since I deleted it from the smartphone. So the most you get me on right now is Twitter and YouTube, which is interesting. So I have been slowly replacing what I used my smartphone for with other things, such as this camera, this watch, the flip phone. You don't need a smartphone. It's really nice to have one, but you don't need it. And for a long time, I was in the mentality of, I have to have this, I have to have this for work. No, I don't. And realistically, as much as it would have sucked to not have a smartphone for work, I could have made it work. I could have found some way to do something that wasn't a smartphone. But that wasn't my priority at the time. My priority at the time was making it through day to day. And that's okay to admit. Sometimes you just gotta take it day by day. Which is what my mom is doing right now. My mom is quitting smoking. And I am so incredibly proud of her, but it's still incredibly hard. And that's really weird to admit. It's hard to watch my mother quit smoking because she's irritated again, which sucks, but at least this time it's an understandable reason to be irritated. You're quitting smoking. You're gonna have nicotine withdrawals. It's the same reason I'm on edge a lot of the time because I can't constantly be checking my smartphone anymore. So that's understandable. It's just really weird. And then one thing with my mom smoking throughout my entire life is there are some traumas built up based on her smoking. I remember in 6th grade it was 7th grade, being confronted by the guidance counselor who was helping me clean out my locker because I had zero organizational skills and I'm still learning organizational skills. And she confronted me and asked me if I was smoking. And I told her no, and she was like, then why do you always smell like smoke? And I had to go through the painful process of admitting my mom smokes and she smokes in the car, and having my guidance counselor tell me that I should just hang my clothes outside, despite the fact it was Wisconsin. But that is a really strange experience to have as like a 12-year-old, and it fundamentally changed how I saw smoking and drugs for a while. That's probably one of the reasons I'm so resistant to most alcohol is I don't want to drink alcohol for the most part. I have two specific drinks that I like in alcohol, and if those aren't available, I will not drink. And if I do drink, I have like one beverage. I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to get super high. I don't want to smoke. And that's okay. My drug of choice is the internet. For a long time, I didn't know who I was as a person. I honestly still don't. And that's okay. It's okay to find yourself later in life. The issue with what I did is, rather than coming up with my own personality and realizing what I truly like and dislike, I projected onto fictional characters. I pretended I was Deku. I pretended I was Misa Amane. I pretended I was a companion in Doctor Who. I pretended I was the Doctor. And I picked up bits and pieces and traces of these characters instead of developing my own personality. And now I feel like I'm an amalgamation of all these fictional people instead of myself. And that's one of the reasons I bought this camera. Because liking photography has been an inherent thing in me since I was like 5 or 6. I've always loved photography. I've always loved taking videos. I've always loved pictures and framing a shot and rule of thirds and learning so much about cameras and camera equipment. So I splurged. I bought this camera. It's a good decision, in my opinion, because it's a piece of me I didn't have for a while, because instead of having it be about me, it was about TikTok and cosplay and fictional characters and things like that again, which, whatever, is fine, but isn't great when you're trying to find yourself. It's one of the reasons I haven't been cosplaying lately. Yes, I dressed up as Misa Amane the other night for work and things like that, but I wasn't actually cosplaying. I wasn't actually pretending to be Misa. I was myself who happened to want to dress up like Misa. And that is the inherent difference. I need to find that difference again when I do start cosplaying again. And I want to find it before July when I go to an anime convention again. Because if I don't find it again, I'm going to suck myself back into that void and pretend that I'm not a person. As much as I feel like it working in hospitality and retail, I'm not a robot. I'm not an NPC in somebody else's video game or adventure in life. I'm a person. I watched The Truman Show for the first time last night, all the way through at work during third shift, and it was really good. And it's something I've thought about a lot, like just the concept of it, even before I watched the movie, because it's such an interesting concept, and it's something that a lot of people online seem to emulate, with romanticizing your life as a movement and things like that. And it's good to romanticize your life. It's good to be like, I am the hero in my own story. But when you develop that kind of mentality, and you need to accept that you are a normal person, you are not going to be the best at everything, you are not going to excel every opportunity, you are not going to have a big bad in your life to fight at the end of some great adventure. You're yourself. And sometimes that means you work retail and have hobbies and that's it. It's okay to have a that's it life. And I'm accepting that. I'm accepting that I might never change the world, but I have impacted other people's lives. And a lot of them in positive ways. And that's something I am so proud of, because if you look at the marketing of the company I worked for previously, it's improved. And it's improved based on me. And that's so incredible to see. And even if those changes aren't forever, it still happened and it helped. And I helped people with that. And I've helped my friends. I've bought them coffee or tea or Monster when they really needed caffeine and a pick-me-up. I've given people hugs when they really, really needed it. And I think That's one of the most fulfilling parts of being a person. And that's something my ethics instructor back in college in my gen ed class talked about. The inherent pleasure and the dopamine rush and the personal fulfillment you get when you do something kind for another person, like hold open a door. And I want my life to be filled up with those moments. I want my life to be a relaxing course of events that make me content, if not happy. And it's okay if there are sad points, and it's okay to be sad and reach out for comfort. It's okay to be angry and upset. It's okay to feel emotions. You just can't let your emotions control you. And sometimes my emotions feel so big for my body that it feels impossible to control them. And that's okay too. You just have to admit that and work on it and try your best to be better every day. As long as, even if you make mistakes, everyone does. You just need to work to improve and continue to be better. And if you continue to try to be better and manage to put a smile on your face, or at least not frown, it can really improve your day and your life, because if you go into something with a negative attitude, you're not going to get a positive outcome. And I think that's one of the most important things that I have recently realized. I'm a lot happier than I was a year ago. I'm really glad I'm still here. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for listening to my inane rambling. I'm gonna go film B-roll footage, because that's fun for me.